You'd think that as a mortgage broker, I'd tell you that owning a home is of course always better than renting. But no, that's not at all what I think. As a matter of fact, I think that in most cases, once you do the math, it makes a lot more sense to rent than to buy. Once you factor in all the costs associated with home ownership, and once you get a little bit of a better grasp on some principles of investing, the idea of owning a residence to live in makes a lot less sense. And of course, I'm going to back up everything I'm saying with some numbers, so let's dive in. Hi, my name is David Ponce and I'm your friendly neighborhood mortgage broker from Montreal, Quebec. On these videos, we explore mortgages and all their quirks and features, and we also learn a little bit about finance and credit. If you never want to miss any of these fascinating videos, make sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, hit that bell icon so you get notified when I post. Now, before looking at some actual examples, let's first discuss some general principles. There's a difference between a free market economy and a rent-controlled economy. Where I live, we have a rental board that to some degree establishes a regulatory environment that has a real impact on market rent prices. There are rules to follow, and a landlord can't just increase rent to the moon as they wish. This means that rent prices don't exactly follow the law of supply and demand. There's a dampening effect from the rules established by the rental board. But real estate prices, the buying and selling of properties, well, they do follow the law of supply and demand. It is a free market economy in this case. This means that, unlike rent, house and condo prices can and do tend to rise dramatically. Often, as it did during the pandemic, it gets out of hand. And so you come into this market wanting to buy your little nest and you end up facing, let's call it an uphill battle with inflated prices. So much so, in fact, that if your intention is to buy a primary residence as opposed to a rental unit, you're often going to end up saving money just renting. And this is twice as true nowadays, with mortgage interest rates still at a generational peak. But don't just take my word for it. Let's look at an actual example. As I write this 2-bedroom, 735 square foot apartment in downtown Montreal is listed at $749,000. It is a really beautiful apartment, centrally located with all manner of amenities. The price for such a unit is typical. And if you want to live there and give the minimum down payment, which in this case is $49,900, your mortgage payment will be, with today's rates around 5%, $4,228 per month. This same exact apartment is also for rent, and rent is $2,850 per month. That's $1,378 less per month. Now, of course, you're gonna say, yeah, but you're not building any equity, you're paying someone else's mortgage. At least with a mortgage, you're paying down your principal, etc., etc. Yeah, no, really, no, let's look at the numbers a little closer. That $4,228 per month payment at 5% interest consists of $1,230 paying down capital, which is great, but also $2,998 of pure interest for the bank. Just right there, you'd be paying more in interest than you'd pay in rent. And no, that interest isn't really doing anything to pay down your principal, right? But don't forget, there's other things. There's a lot of other things. Condo fees, at least $300 a month, also not helping to pay down your principal. Welcome tax. That's $10,220. You only pay it once, but let's say you're not gonna live there forever. Let's say you stay there 5 years, okay? We can revisit this later, but that amount spread over 5 years works out to another $170 a month. School and property taxes, around $6,000 a year. So yeah, another $500 a month for as long as you own. Probably more as the unit is reassessed in 3 years. Home insurance, let's say $200 a month, as long as you live there. The CMHC mortgage insurance premium you had to tack onto your loan because you didn't have that 20% down payment. That's $27,964. Spread it out over 5 years, and it's as if you're paying an extra $466 a month. So now, how much are you actually paying per month that isn't going towards paying down your principal in the least? Well, that's $4,634 per month. For the pleasure and pride of being a homeowner, you're tossing $1,784 per month more out the window than you would be by renting the same unit. Now, I told you that I'd revisit the 5-year assumption, right? Well, okay. Let's say you live there for 10 years instead. Does it really make a difference? Well, not really. That's still $4,316 per month in interest, condo fees, property taxes, CMHC premium amortization, home insurance. What's even worse, in all this in my eyes anyway, is that you'll be out of pocket $5,228 per month just to live there versus $2,850. So now you want to invest in your future and save some money? Well, here's what I do, but please remember, this is not investment advice. I'm not an investment advisor. but I'd rent. I'd pay that $2,850 a month, and I'd take that $50,000 I was gonna use as a down payment plus $2,000 a month, and I'd put it towards let's say a liquid investment fund backed by Canadian bonds with a yield of 3.65%, which is what it is now. Guess what? After 5 years, I'd have a total of $191,000, about $10,000 more than the amount of equity that I would have built in the condo, assuming a 2% rate of yearly value growth, which, is an assumption versus the very conservative and very safe and guaranteed investment at 3.65%. That's why unless your real estate is generating an income, it makes no sense to me to buy. Of course, this doesn't apply in every market, but it's become common enough that I think twice before jumping in. And for more videos like this, tune in next time.